Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is January 7th, 2017, and that means day 7 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, I'm going to show you how I printed out this really cool little dragon, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here on the Print 3D channel for day 7 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below, and I put a little fact section down at the bottom that gives you all the details. But for today's episode, we're going to check out Eruptron the Volcano Dragon from MakerBot. This is a really cool little figure, and they have a whole series of little dragon figures, so you might see a lot of these during the 3DP 365 project. But on today, we're going to check out Eruptron. And we printed this cool little dragon in MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gold, and it really turned out quite stellar. And before we talk about the model, let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where you can download it. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings. And then I'll show you a little bit of time-lapse and I'll meet you back here at the workbench. Alright, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is Eruptron the Volcano Dragon. And I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And we did already print it, but there is a little story that goes behind Mr. Eruptron, and let me read it to you here. Eruptron the Volcano Dragon dwells in the flames of an active volcano. His rock belly protects him from molten lava as he waits for his fellow dragons to join him in his volcanic lair. Now that is pretty cool. MakerBot has a story for almost every single one of their little figures that they posted here, and that's awesome. And it's been made a few times and collected quite a few, and we did print it already. So let's tab on over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings. Here we are in Simplify 3D and I've dropped the model down on the print bed, and as you can see I did turn it towards the fan so we can get the optimum cooling. And we do have these wings here and I wanted to make sure those turned out great. So let's check out my process settings. For layer height we did a 0.16 millimeter layer height. Top layers we did 4, bottom layers we did 3, and we did 3 perimeters. We also ran our skirt at 11 millimeters from the object 4 times around. Under infill we used 15%. We didn't need any support material because this is a gMax 1.5 XT Plus and I don't believe it requires it. For temperature, this is MatterHackers PRO PLA, so 205 is the optimum temperature. For cooling, we have a 2-stage system set up. For the first 2 layers the fan will be off completely, and on the 3rd layer it'll kick up to 75%. For speed, we ran this out at 35 millimeters per second just to capture all that detail. Alright, let's hit prepare to print and see how she slices. And this should go fairly quick even though there's a lot of detail on this model. And there we go. And again, we did turn this towards the fan duct so we would get optimum cooling on the front of the model. So let's play this through so you can see it. And again, MakerBot putting their little M tattoo on the bottom of their models. That's very cool. We're at maximum speed here, but let's just drag this down to the end. And you can see he's got some cool little horns, and these wings are really cool. Alright, so that about wraps it up for my settings in Simplify 3D. I'll fire up that time-lapse footage, and I'll see you guys at the workbench. Well, that was a short little time lapse, and we're back, and here is the printed model. And I'll put some close-ups in at the end like I always do. But this guy turned out stellar. I am really happy with this printout. The gMax 1.5 XT Plus did such a good job, and we printed them out at 0.16 millimeter layer height, again, to capture all that fine detail, and the gMax really did. And this MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gold really makes this little dragon shine. This is a really cool model. I am really happy with this. And I can't wait to show you the close-ups because he turned out awesome. Well, that about wraps it up for today's episode of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoy dragons because you're going to see a lot more of them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow on the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. This guy is really, really cool. He's actually got little rocks attached to him to protect him from the lava, and that's pretty awesome.